Hey, Bran.
Huh? What? What's up?
TVA round 3 is out. It's time for another video. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll get right on it. Oh, really? You mean right now? Yeah. I'll start the queue right now. So we're like, you go. Not time yet. Okay, now you can have the video. Jeez, that just took way too long. Now I'm not even wanting this anymore. Gee, you don't say. Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another commentary video, except this one is about 2v8 round 3, good old Resident Evil 2v8. And I think before we get too carried away with anything else, a lot of you are only watching this video to ask, hey, is this better now? Are things better? Because one of the things that has been marring 2v8 since its release is the outrageous queue times. Usually queue times in Dead by Daylight are like 5 minutes at most, and then 2v8 skyrocketed them to like 20. So is it better? The answer is no. The answer is flatly no. The short answer is no. The long answer is slightly, I guess. They're slightly better. So that's interesting. But we're going to break down all this for all of you who actually want to hear more about the actual experience of 2v8 in round 3 and not the people who just want to know if it was better or not. So yeah, let's go ahead and go ahead and get into it for the rest of us. All right, for the rest of you, in all seriousness though, queue times were only marginally better. Like, when I was playing somebody who wasn't one of the Resident Evil killers, queue times were like 12 to 14 minutes, which I guess, just from a mathematics perspective, is better than 20 minutes. Like I said, when queue times on average in DBD are 5 minutes on a bad day, that's still about triple your usual wait time in some instances, so it's still egregious, and if you're still somebody who doesn't like sitting through that long of a queue to play a game, 2v8's still not the thing for you. The positive thing I will say is the 3 characters they added to the killer side of 2v8 are great. Wesker's really fun with his 3 bounds and the stacking situation he's got when he infects people. Very fun. Legion's got kind of a similar situation going on with his stacking speed when he strikes people with his Feral Frenzy. Also, Legion in general just kind of like a really good like support killer, because while you won't be the one doing the flashy plays or getting anything super cool, keeping most of the team injured is actually super helpful in 2v8, and as long as your teammate's not a bonehead, your match is actually going to go fairly well. Nemesis is probably my favorite to come out of 2v8, because once I realized that pallet eating is super helpful in a map variation made specifically for 2v8 that has 12 billion pallets, somebody who can just eat pallets does very well. very well. Even if you're not actively going for all the tentacle swipes, or tentacle whips, sorry, don't kill me, Horser. Like just chewing through those pallets at max speed helps a lot. So these are 3 great additions of characters to 2v8. So nothing to cry about there. I mean, the thing that is worth crying about, I suppose, is one of the things that was supposed to supposedly make 2v8 better was that there's supposed to be 2 bots to fill in games when they can't get 8 people together. Now, they announced this early, and as a result, a lot of survivors kind of threw their hands up in the air and said, I don't want to play with bots. So queue times were about the same. Like I said, they're about like 2 to 3 minutes better on average, depending on what character you were queuing as. But I feel like this actually warded away a lot more players than it did to secure more games, because the whole point was to secure more matches. I think it scared the community away by announcing it early. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I think it's sad too, because I played Survivor on 2v8. I did all of my challenges today all in one go. And in all honesty, if I'm being super realistic, a lot of these bots were playing better than my teammates when I was playing 2v8. And I'm being dead serious. I'm being absolutely serious. A lot of these bots were playing better than my teammates, so I don't know what the main takeaway there is for that, but like, maybe don't be so scared of playing with bots if you yourself kind of play on the level of a bot anyways. But regardless, this seemed to scare away a lot of players, it seems like, and queue times are relatively the same. So 2v8 still sits with the main issue that has plagued it since beginning, with that being games are so long that it's realistically not worth it. And this also transfers over to the 1v4 game mode, because so many people are in 2v8 that not enough people are playing 4v1. So queue times in that mode go through the roof. So it actually just becomes like really rough to play Dead by Daylight. for a really, really long time, at least until the mode leaves the game. And I was actually kind of confused about this because like I was sitting there on DBD Twitter when, you know, 2v8 got announced again, 2v8 got leaked ahead of time, and there were a lot of people that I had seen that had not played DBD in a long time get super excited about 2v8 and said, oh, I can't wait to go back and play. I am seeing a lot of people who I know openly don't like DBD that stream DBD playing DBD off stream with their friends and with their homies playing 2v8. Which leads me to believe that the reason that 2v8 queue times don't seem to be a priority is because 2v8 is not made for the daily player of Dead by Daylight. Like, I went upstairs to talk to Liz, and Liz's friends were playing it. And I know Liz's friends don't care about Dead by Daylight, but the idea of playing killer with their friends sounds cool. So they're playing it. I told them good luck with their 12 to 18 minute queue, but even they're playing it. It's just, this mode is not made for the people who regularly play this game because it just skewers the queue times. And for people that have no interest in playing this game for more than a freaking hour, that doesn't matter, because if you haven't played this game in forever, just dropping back in for a 1 or 2 hour play session, realistically, the queues being just destroyed for the foreseeable future until the mode goes away doesn't really affect these people at all. So they don't see the negative fallout, which then again, you know, ergo leads them to go, oh, well, 2v8 is great. I can't wait for it to come back. Why did 2v8 go away? Can we play it more? But, you know, catch-22 of that is obviously if it was a full-time mode, this would just be the game state all the freaking time. So I think they're kind of milking the fact that, hey, the people that get the bad end of this stick doesn't matter too much. Doesn't matter too much because they're not the target audience. And I feel like I finally realized that, because like what other reason when we have at this point to have the queue times still be awful in our 3rd try of this? This has been a thing for a while. This is our 3rd round of 2v8 and they still have not solved the queue time issue. And usually when it's so hard for behavior to figure something out, it usually boils down to one of 2 things I have found in my years playing this game. Either they don't know how to fix it, or there's an ulterior motive as to why they're not fixing it. For example, there's a horrendous bug on RPD right now, and it's been in the game since before 2v8 dropped, where you can vault over the vault next to the stairwell for the main statue in the main hall of RPD, and you can actually land on the railing and go walk over onto the statue. The problem is, if this vault is here instead of the drop down, killers cannot make it onto the railing to go chase you down. So not that, you know, the exploit was cool before that, but if the vault's there, the killer can't even follow you down to get you. So you're just stuck up there. Then it dawned upon me, like, yeah, of course that actually makes sense, because if it's the Resident Evil 2v8 and they wanted to unveil RPD as its whole form again, sans library, and it was just bugged and kill switched because of a bug that allowed people to exploit, that'd be just super embarrassing. So they're not going to kill switch it, probably because they don't want this map to be kill switched, because that'd be embarrassing. It's probably not a priority to fix. Just like the trickster epilepsy bug situation we had, they wanted to wait until after the event mode is over, because as soon as the event mode was over, fixed immediately. It was like that day it ended, fixed all of a sudden, and it was like, oh, ulterior motives, I see. So yeah, the roundabout thing I was trying to say there is, I think the fact that regular players of Dead by Daylight are not the target audience of 2v8 is why the queue times continue to be the way they are, because realistically they don't need us normal players that play all the time to fulfill 2v8, because we'll suffer and we'll gripe and we'll keep playing the game because we're regular players, whereas they really want to prioritize the experience of returning players or new players who, from what I can see on DBD Twitter and social media in general, see this mode very favorably. So yeah, what do you think? Why do you think the 2v8 queue times are still long? Do you think behavior could do a little bit more to fix it? What could they do to fix it? Because clearly the bot thing is, for one reason or another, not really working out. By the way, I wanted to say this before we got too off topic here. I got a little bit out of sorts there. I only had like 1 game without bots today. Like, that is how little survivors are playing this game, this game mode, is that I only had like 1 game without bots today. It's kind of wild. That's a lot of games I have had. That just only one of them. These are groups of 8. I only had 1 group of 8 the entire day. Every other game had at least 1 bot, often 2. So I guess people just aren't playing this mode. And there's always going to be a part of this that's like, yeah, well, Survivor's kind of stale in that mode. I don't mind it. I think Survivor's pretty fun. I like the chaos of it. A lot of people mark that it's boring because they don't have the perks and all this stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. I just kind of like the chaos of killer chasing me, and now the killer just randomly found this Meg in a corner who I didn't even know was there, and now the Nemesis is here, and Wesker and Nemesis are chasing me at the same time. It's like, I like the chaos. I like the weirdness, but a lot of people despise it. So in theory, the way to make 2v8 better is to make Survivor super wild and spunky in the same way that playing with 2 killers is. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't even know. Like, what would you even do? I don't know. I just work here. I just make YouTube videos. What would you do? I don't know. Tell me down in the comments below. Farm engagement. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's like, what would we even do? Realistically, unironically, what would we even do? What would be that answer to make Survivor just as fun as 2v8 killer? Or at least make the incentive worth it. And don't just say the normal incentive, because a lot of people don't care about blood points. Yeah, I've thrown a lot of questions at you, but I just basically wanted to make this video to tell you, yeah, queue times are still awful, and I don't think they're going to ever get better. So, yeah. Think with that what you will. Yeah, thank you so much for watching today, friends. Hopefully I made your day a little bit better, but if I did not, well, I have a chance to do that again in the next video. But if I don't see you there, I will see you when I see you. Goodbye. I'll be so for real. Some of these jump cuts, they're there because Will's knocking something over, doing something. I'm getting burpy or coffee or something. A lot of the time, I just can't speak correctly. I'm sure if you've like watched me stream over on twitch.tv/TheMasterHeadache, you found out that I stumble over my words or use wrong words to replace other words. I don't know. My brain's just kind of scrambly. So sorry for all the jump. I'll see you.